everyone, Procrastinating Turtle here. In this video, I wanted to go over what I hope to see in the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Pokedex should they not go with either the original Diamond Pearl Pokedex or the Platinum Dex. I would like to see the games get an updated and extended Pokedex. I mean really, Clamperl, Cloyster, and Sableye were not even available in the original Diamond and Pearl games. However, I wouldn't expect all current 898 Pokemon to be available even if it was possible to do so. Specifically, none of the Pokemon introduced beyond Generation 4, even though I believe that some of the Pokemon from Generation 5 to even Generation 8 would be great additions to the games. This thought is mostly due to when Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby were released, the only new Pokemon in those games from the generations following the original Ruby and Sapphire were the evolutions and pre-evolutions that had been given to the Pokemon found in the original Ruby and Sapphire Dex. Some of these Pokemon were available during regular gameplay, such as the baby Pokemon, and some were not obtainable until later in Victory Road. I would like to see more Pokemon available from various types, such as Fire, Ice, Electric, Fighting, Poison, Ghost, Dark, and Steel types. Even if Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl used either the Diamond Pearl Dex or the Platinum Dex, I hope the Dex would be updated. Since the release of Diamond and Pearl, there have been a couple of changes to the type chart. The first of which most people wouldn't think much about. After Generation 5, Ghost and Dark types received a little bit of a boost, going from not very effective to neutral damage against Steel types. The second, however, caused a massive change to the type chart, the addition of the Fairy type. 3 of the evolutionary lines, or 8 Pokemon found in the Diamond and Pearl Dex, have had the Fairy typing either added as a secondary type or changed completely to the Fairy type, with additionally 2 evolutionary lines, or 6 Pokemon in the Platinum Dex, having one of the 2 treatments. Baby Pokemon were introduced in the second generation. Since Diamond and Pearl's released, no new baby Pokemon have been introduced. Some may characterize Toxel as a baby Pokemon. While it is known as the baby Pokemon, I do not consider it a baby Pokemon. To me, these baby Pokemon are pre-evolutions added later to an already existing Pokemon or to their evolutionary line. I would really like to see some new baby Pokemon in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Just real quick, I apologize if I mispronounce either the usernames or the names given to their work. The first possible baby Pokemon that comes to mind would be one from Miltank and Tauros, such as this one by Jamal Pokemon under Vine Art. This little one is so adorable. I don't think I would want to evolve a Mooby if I could catch one. As both Miltank and Tauros have a base stat of 490, it would be reasonable for this baby Pokemon to have a base stat in the low to mid 300s, and it would evolve at a certain level based on its gender, as all Miltank are female and all Tauros are male. Another possible baby Pokemon would be for Volby and Illumise. It would have the same evolutionary mechanism as the one for Mooby, as all Volby are male and Illumise are female. However, these 2 Pokemon only have base stats of 400, well, 430 in later generations. A baby Pokemon for these 2, such as this gorgeous example Perry Twinkle by Kakitty on Divine Art, could possibly have a slightly lower base stat of the high 200s. One possible baby Pokemon is a little out there. Similar to how the Hitmon line has a triple split evolution, I think there could possibly be a triple split where a baby Pokemon could evolve into Heracross, Pinsir, and the existing Ladybug line. Heracross is based on the Hercules beetle, Pinsir on the stag beetle, and the Ladybug Lydian on ladybugs. All 3 of these insects are related in real life, so it could, in theory, be possible that a baby Pokemon could have a split evolution into these 3 lines. The evolution method could also work similarly to that of Tyrogue, where it would evolve into Heracross if the attack is higher, into Ladybug if the attack is lower, and Pinsir if they are the same. Alternatively, the evolution method could work similarly to that of Sylveon, where the baby Pokemon could evolve knowing, or not knowing, a specific type move. This could work in that Heracross has a secondary fighting type and Ladybug Lydian has the secondary flying type. For example, if the baby Pokemon knew a fighting type move such as Detect or Double Kick, at say level 8, it would evolve into Heracross, and if it knew a flying type move such as Gust or Pluck, at that level, it could evolve into Ladybug. and so if it knows neither of them at that level, it would evolve into Pinsir, as it is only bug type. However, as both Pinsir and Heracross have a base stat of 500, and Ladybug has a base stat of 265, and Ladian a base stat of 390, this would mean that the baby Pokemon would have to have a base stat in the high 100s, which wouldn't be unheard of, as Caterpie, Weedle, and Snom all have base stats under 200. Heracross and Pinsir wouldn't necessarily have to gain a Metal Evolution, as well as Snom, with a base stat of 185, evolves into Frostmoth with a base stat of 475. However, this final base stat total would be too different, then I still would like for a baby Pokemon to be released that would connect Heracross and Pinsir. It would make a little bit more sense, as in real life, the larval stage of the Stag and Hercules beetle look far more similar to each other than either of them do to the larval stage of the Ladybug. And I think that Larka by Infernape77 on Divine Art is an amazing example of what this baby Pokemon could be. If this was the case and the baby Pokemon only evolved into either Heracross or Pinsir, it could easily have a base stat of high 200s or low 300s. I would really like to see the scrapped pre-evolution for Torkoal that HoopsandHipHop mentioned in their video about cut Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon to be released as a baby Pokemon. Or at least a reimagined version of it. It would be so cool to have a tiny turtle Pokemon munching on coal. I think it's pretty safe to say that Kangaskhan and her baby are different Pokemon, as the two have been depicted similarly to Dragapult and Dreepy. We have seen the baby outside of the pouch before, both in the anime as well as in the games when Kangaskhan was given a Mega Evolution. I do not believe we will see the baby Pokemon as a separate catchable Pokemon, as it is said that the baby rarely leaves the pouch until it is 3 years old. However, I would like to see that 3-year-old Kangaskhan baby as a catchable Pokemon. I don't know whether to call it a baby Pokemon or Middle Evolution, since the baby itself would not be catchable. I think this essentially teenage Kangaskhan will look somewhere in between like the Mega Baby Kangaskhan, but with a few more adult features. As Kangaskhan has a base stat of 490, this teenage Kangaskhan could possibly have a base stat in the mid to high 300s. This next evolution might just be a little bit of wishful thinking, as it is one of my favorite Pokemon. I would really like to see Mightyena to either get an evolution or a regional variant with an evolution. Lanoon, which I feel is somewhat Mightyena's counterpart, got this treatment in Sword and Shield. As Mightyena is somewhat based on a hyena, which is found in Africa, we could look forward to this region for some inspiration. Hyenas can be found in Egypt too, so why not have Mightyena evolve into a Pokemon based on Anubis? We have had a somewhat Egyptian-based Pokemon before with Cofagrigus after all. As Anubis is the Egyptian god of the dead, what if this Mightyena evolution also gained the ghost type? We have only had 2 Pokemon with this type combo before. Another possibility for a Mightyena evolution, I have a couple examples, but the type combination would be Dark Fairy. So far we have only had 1 Pokemon line with this typing. The first possibility is based on the superstition that witches can turn themselves into hyenas. The other possibility is for the evolution to be based on werewolves. I know this has been somewhat done before with Lycanroc forms, but those were rock type. I think the fairy type would be a good option, as witches are magical and werewolves are mythical, which seems to be the basis of the fairy type. Also, I think fairy type would be a good typing, as it is the opposite of the dark type that the Galar Zigzagoon line gained. As for the base stat total, I think that since Obstagoon's base stat is 520, that if Mightyena gained a new evolution, that evolution would have roughly the same base stat total. This next one may be a little bit of a yikes suggestion, but I think Jinx should get an evolution. Magmar, Jinx, and Electabuzz seem to be counterparts, as all 3 gained a baby in Generation 2. However, Jinx was left out when both Magmar and Electabuzz gained an evolution in Generation 4. It wouldn't surprise me if Frostlass was actually supposed to be an evolution for Jinx, but for some reason it was given to the Snorunt line instead. Yes, I'm aware of the controversy surrounding Jinx. I think that an evolution could potentially move it away from that. If this were to happen, I would guess that the base stat would rise from Jinx's base stat of 455 to roughly the low 500s. Lastly, I would also like to see alternate evolutions, like with what happened with the Ralts, Oddish, and Poliwag lines. Perhaps an alternate evolution with Sunkern, using the Moonstone, or Firestone. I would think it would be really interesting to have alternate evolutions to existing Pokemon. As Sunflora is based off of a sunflower, it may be difficult to say that Sunkern could evolve any other way than with the Sunstone. Sunflowers actually have variations, such as the Moonshadow and Queen Velvet. I think it would be really interesting if Sunkern evolved into a Fire-type Velvet Queen Sunflower Pokemon using a Firestone, or even a Fairy-type Moonstone Sunflower Pokemon using a Moonstone. As most, if not all, alternate forms had the same base stat as the original, I think either of these alternate evolutions would have a base stat of 425. How about you? Would you like to see new Pokemon, whether they be baby Pokemon or new evolutions? Would you like to see the Fairy type be added to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? Or left out? Let me know down in the comment section below.